Hi everyone, welcome back to the Code Step by Step channel. My name is Anil Sidhu, and in this Laravel tutorial series, we will talk about forms and their input fields. So what are the forms? I'm very sure most of you already aware about the forms, but still I want to talk about it very quickly. So form is basically collection of input fields when we want to log in, when we want to sign up, or when we want to submit some data to the website. That time we basically use the forms. And in forms, we have various type of input fields. They can be checkbox, radio box, drop down, input fields. So we have lots of types of input fields basically. And in this part, we will implement a form with some input fields and we'll see how we can submit it to the controller. Now the question is why we need to submit our form to the controller. See, now we are on the initial stage of learning the Laravel. In few upcoming sessions, we'll see how we can store this form data to the database also. And when you want to get the data from the input fields of a form and you want to submit it to the database or you want to store it to the database, that time we need a controller, because in controller we get the data from these input fields and then we have to store them into the database. All right, so for that, first of all, we will make view and route for the view. Then we will make a form and some input fields with that. Then we'll see how we can make controller and how we can submit our form to the controller. We'll see how we can get the input field data to the controller, and at last we'll discuss some few important interview question also. And this is the playlist for Laravel 13 that will definitely help you out for Laravel job, project and interviews. So now let's move to the code. First of all, I will open a terminal and there I will make a view. So I'll write there PHP Artisan make view and view name. So let me put my view name is add user. If you want to make it any other view name, you can keep it, no issue. After that, you will see where it will created. So this will basically created inside the resources, views and there. Now to access this page, we have to make a route also, and where we have routes, inside the routes and then web.php. So what I'll do there, I'll make a route of view type and then I just want to keep it on the, I want to keep this route in as a root only, and there in the second parameter I will put there add user. Why I'm putting the add user? Because this is the name of our view. You don't need to put .blade.php, just put the add hyphen users. All right, so now let me create a simple HTML page. I don't need these meta tags, and in the title I can mention there add user form or something. Then I will mention there few input fields. Let me put the name also, user name. Then we can mention placeholder. Let's say placeholder is enter user name. Then let me put some br tags and let me copy and paste it to save our time. And at last we can put a button also, add new user. Then let me keep their password as well as email we can keep there, right? Or not password, let me keep their phone number, right? And we have to change the name also, phone as well as email, and we can make change in the placeholder also, enter user phone and email. So now let's try to access this on the root. You can see that we are able to access this. Why we are able to access this? Because this page is basically bind with this route. So the next thing is, when we create these kind of input fields, we cannot submit them directly. We have to create a form. So I'm creating a form, and we have two types of form basically. One is get, another is post. So most of the time we use the post form. What is the difference in both of them? I'll let you know, but let's create this, right? And then let me paste my code which I just cut from there. And there we have the two properties or to attribute this form. First one is action. Action means where we want to submit this form, and what is the route for that, means what is the route for this action. Second one is basically method. Post means what type of method we want to use, get or post basically, right? So I want to make it post for now, and where we want to submit it, I'll let you know, but let's try to submit it first, right? Without giving the action first, right? So let me put there Anil, then some random number and email ID. When I try to add, this is showing post method is not supported for this route. Means we have to make a route, or what type of route we need to make, post type of route. So there, what I'll do, I'll write a route post. As I mentioned, we need a post type route. Then the path of this route, I want to keep it add user, and this same path we need to provide there also with slash, like this, right? And we have to keep this semicolon at the last. Now we added the post method route there, but where it will submit, on which controller it will be get submit, for that we need to make a controller also. PHP Artisan make controller, and controller name is, let's say, user controller, and let me enter there. And after that, you will see in the HTTP, in the user controller, we have a controller, right? Now you have to import this path in the web.php. So for that, either you can directly put the namespace there, or you can copy it and paste it there, use, then like this. And after that, you have to put your class name also. Now your controller is imported inside the web.php file, means inside the routes file. Now in the second parameter after comma, just create a array and mention this controller name colon class, and in the second parameter you have to put the function name also, but there is no function, so let's create it, function add user. And for now I'm just putting there something in return, maybe let's say hello add user, just I'm randomly something putting there, and this should be pasted inside this as a second parameter of this array, second element of this array, and it should be in the string also. You have to use their single quotes or double quotes. Perfect. Now there is a one more important thing. So if this form will work, then that's great. If this will not work, then you have to use their @CSRF token. So this means basically cross-site request forgery. So what actually happens, sometimes hackers or unauthorized user try to submit the data directly from their website to the your application. So that time if we'll use this CSRF token, it will protect your application, right? So now let me come back there, refresh, let me try to add some data. I'm adding there add new user, and now you can see that hello add user, this function is getting called. Perfect. Now I want to get this data, whatever data we are submitting from there, that data I want to get here. How you can get it? For that you need to pass a parameter there, request. You can keep any name there, request data, req, or data, anything, whatever you want to keep, right? But keep in mind, it should be a type of request. This is mandatory. Now what you can do in the return, you can simply mention $request all, and you can keep their semicolon at the last. Now if I submit this, you can see that we get this data token. This is coming from CSRF token, then name, email ID, phone number. Now see, whenever we are submitting a form there, let me put there Sidhu. Now there is no data in the URL, so this is basically the post. So if you will use their get method, then keep in mind this get method, same you have to keep it inside the route also. Like here, if you are using their post and you are submitting to this route, then it should be post only. Otherwise, if you are submitting the get request, then it should be get. So though both should be the same only, right? Now if I go back, refresh it, and if I try to submit this, let me put some number there and email ID. Now you will see this data is coming through the URL. So basically the get methods are not much secure because all data is visible in the URL. So little bit better you can use the post request there, right? Now if you want to, now that's all for this part. If you have any question, any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this part, guys.